ESCAPERUMORS.de, the podcast. Let's unlock another destination.
Hello, everybody. This is ESCAPERUMORS.de, the podcast. My name is Basti, but I'm not here alone. We have three more hosts with us. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Hello, my name is Santiago.
And I'm Heiner. Hi.
And we are the four hosts. You will get to know us more in the course of this podcast. But first of all, I'm a little confused. What am I doing here even? Why am I here? So, Heiner, do you or can you explain to us why this idea of a podcast? How did this come about?
To be honest, I can't remember. Maybe it was because Anna told me she got the microphone and she don't know what to do with it. Or it's maybe because there's a gap since the ERNC Hartmut has stopped his podcast that we try to fill.
I think it was even earlier. So you mentioned that to me, Heiner, once before, that basically EscapeRumors.de is missing a podcast. So, and then actually I got the microphone. We always talked about it and now it's happening.
Other way around.
Okay, so but what's the idea for this escape room podcast? There are still some on the market. Was there anything missing for you that the market still could probably need?
Yeah, what we were thinking is, that as you cannot really talk about the rooms and the content a lot, we were thinking talking also a little bit about the traveling to the different countries. As all of us four have visited many, many countries, we wanted to structure the podcast a little bit also around the travel part. And we talk a little bit also, of course, about the rooms, but focus more on what might be a good puzzle room, what might be a good horror room, and so on. So we were touching the different groups. And of course, we will also talk about the top rooms.
Yeah, and what's pretty interesting for me is because I always call myself like the second row of escape roomers travel planners because I always walk in the footstep of you guys. So I always wait until you are in the country, and then Heiner always says he cherry picks the best out of the things we found. I think that's really something that a lot of people, especially in the escape room community, start to need more and more, like really travel information to know, where to go, how to go there, how to find all the different aspects of information that you need for the tour. So I think this could be really, really important. This is also the idea behind the podcast, right? Heiner?
I think the ranked playlists that I compile are always a good source for people who wants to travel to a certain city or a certain country, and we could take one of these ranked playlists and talk about it, and if the people have the same opinion, how we compare the games and all these things.
Well, and as you could hear, dear listeners, we have four hosts. You will probably not hear all four hosts all the time. Also, depending on the destination, we will have different hosts, and also local enthusiasts will join the podcast and tell us a little bit about, pretty much the destination they are most familiar with. And so that you know uh, which whom you will or which whom you will or who you will hear for the later episodes. We will just probably introduce ourselves a little bit more in detail. Most of you probably know Anna, Santiago, Heiner, and me already from the Facebook group or from the reviews we did. But in case you don't know us, we will Anna, let's start with you. Who are you? How did you become an enthusiast? What can you tell us about yourself?
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm an enthusiast from Germany. I roughly played about 1,300, I think, 60 escape rooms. And yeah, I visited about 16 countries so far for escape rooms. And my first room actually was in 2015, where I played here close to my hometown in Fürth at Para Park, which is already closed now. Yeah, what kind of player I am? I would say I'm more the visual type. So I like to look at things, kind of combine things in my head and find the solution. And I also like layered puzzles. So, and basically team up with someone and try to figure it out. So, because sometimes it really gets very cool if somebody has an idea and then the other one says something and you kind of solve the puzzles like this. And what I personally really enjoy or like in escape rooms actually is a very good game master. I always enjoy rooms more when you have a very good game master that basically gives you a good flow and stuff like that. And I love when you see in a room the passion of the owners. So this is also very important for me. And of course, a good puzzle and a good story is also very nice thing to have.
You can hear that we are enthusiasts of escape rooms. The third host of this podcast that you will hear about right now, Santiago.
Hello, everybody. My name is Santiago. I come originally from Uruguay, but I have been living in the Netherlands for more than 10 years now. And it's also where I started my, let's say, escape room career. I have played in the meantime, I have reached the three digits finally, so around 1,050 rooms. The number of countries, I'm not really sure in how many countries, but I would say around 20 countries. Um, as a player, if I had to describe myself, I guess I'm more of the puzzle solver type. Depending on the group, sometimes I overtake also a bit of a leading organizational role. Uh, what I enjoyed the most about playing escape rooms, I guess, is the experience with other people, sharing the time, laughing together, having fun. Other than, of course, the activity as such, this immersive experience that we get where you really disconnect from everything else. And talking about funny things, I guess my anecdote goes a little bit in the line of the our previous hosts, so the misunderstandings or funny expressions. I remember one room, there was this contraption which had a kind of a vacuum cleaner tube, and there were some balls that you need to place using the vacuum cleaner. So we didn't know how that worked. And then at some point I said, well, essentially you had to suck the balls, and suck the balls turned into suck my balls. And this is a phrase that when we play together with the same players, we start shouting at each other, suck my balls, suck the balls, and all variants of that. Was really funny. And it kind of, it's a sentence that now is used even in escape rooms years later. So that's all from my side. I guess it will go to the next host to introduce himself.
Which obviously is the most important person here in the podcast. Who could it be? Nur einer, it's Heiner.
I'm Heiner. I'm from Munich, Germany, and I'm the founder of EscapeRoomers.de. And I played actually a little bit more than 3,200 games in 32 countries. My first game I played in 2014 here in Munich. It was the company was called Hinquest, and I was invited by a friend to take part in a birthday present that he gave to her girlfriend. And yeah, and a year later I was infected, and meanwhile it's a little bit escalated. So so there are years where I play several hundred games a year, and yeah, I love this hobby. I love to travel. I love to meet the people I'm playing with, and yeah, just love it. I think my funny story so far was in a prison game, a classical prison game, where we split it up in two teams of two, and the task was to pass a key from one cell to the other cell through a tube where water is floating, and the right solution would have been to find a bottle in the room, put the key in the bottle, and send it to the other cell. But unfortunately, I couldn't find this bottle, and all I could find was a baguette. And then I put the key into the baguette and put it into the tube, and it started floating until of the middle of the tube, and then it gets stuck because the baguette was getting bigger, and it completely stuck the tube, and then the game master had to come in and broke the game, yes, and has to fish out this wet baguette. And he was really pissed and throw it on the floor. And my teammates, so Fran especially, he was crying from laughing, and it was so funny.
And as I said, I'm Basti. I'm the rookie here in the group. I played just around 300 escape rooms. Yeah, I know. I'm still learning and trying. I think I visited probably around 30 or 14 countries. And I'm the explorer type of escape room player. I love just experience space. I think that's what makes rooms for me interesting, that it's gameplay in space. Um, and personally, I think I enjoy most in escape rooms to just experience it together with friends. And if you would ask me about a funny escape room story, we once broke a character because one of my teammates always wears a shirt with Nosferatu on it, like the old silent movie character. And the Nosferatu makes a thumbs up, so it's a meme, and the shirt says "Yes Ferratu" instead of Nosferatu, which obviously is a nice joke. And then one of the actors in a dark escape room called my friend. Oh, you have to do this, Nosferatu, and we all said no, yes Ferratu, and then the character broke completely and tried to put it in and just like don't like ruin the scene. But at the end, he just bursted out in laughter, and he shook our hands and said he never broke character, but this broke him. So that was a really funny scene, and since then we always are the Yes Farato group. We had the idea of probably do a little bit of a lightning round, so I will just ask some really short questions, and I want you, Anna, Santiago, and Heiner to answer in a really short way so that people get to know us even a little bit more closely. So let's start with the lightning round. First question: story or puzzles?
First thought, story.
For me, now it's also story.
Do I have to choose one of these options? For me, it's to be honest, none of them. For me, is more setting, acting, wow moments. But if I have to choose one of these, I would say the puzzles.
If I have to choose, I would choose the story too. So next question: horror or adventure?
I'd say horror.
For me, adventure.
For me, also horror.
I would take the adventure just to balance us out a little bit. So third question: what's one thing you always overpack for an escape trip?
Oh, well. I always have my iPad with me for no reason. It's just there and heavy. So I never use it.
You have it with you in the room, and you always take it with you all the time?
No, on the trip.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's sitting in my backpack usually.
Okay, I see. Okay, Santiago.
Well, I don't overpack. I bring exactly what I need, and usually it's just enough.
Perfect.
Impressive.
Yeah, for me, I'm always or mostly traveling with hand luggage, and I also have the things I need. Maybe a jacket that I don't wear at all.
Or T-shirts,
Yeah,
considering
that's
all the T-shirts we
Oh
buy.
yeah, that's true. I I have too many T-shirts from at home because I buy a lot during the trip, and then I have a problem how to fill my suitcase.
that's exactly the answer I would give. I probably have too many t-shirts because I buy them on the trip anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so next question. What's your biggest escape room weakness?
Oh well, it's searching, I have to say, and dexterity puzzles. Oh my god, I tried once, but then I need to walk away.
For me, I would say observation, a little bit also coupled with searching. So that spatial awareness of finding things in the room, I'm not good at it.
Yeah, I have no problem with observation. For me, it's more to remember things. For example, I find a combination and forget where the lock is.
Yeah, for me too. That's the old guy's answer. Forgetting things, and then remember at the end. Oh yeah, I already have seen that like 5 minutes ago. Okay, next question. What's one escape room feature that instantly gets you excited?
For me, what gives me chills actually is a very good sound. So if a room starts with a amazing sound, I can feel it already, kind of.
This for me it's a difficult question because I cannot spontaneously think of one feature. I think in my personal case it's not a feature as such, but rather connected to the fact that I love stories. So I think when the storytelling is nicely done via video, via audio, via elements in the room, I think those features immediately resonate with me.
Yeah, for me, it's also sound, massive bass, or very good acoustic and lightning. That's always gives me goosebumps. And also, if there are very good actors, I love it to watch scenes with good acting and so on.
Yeah, for me, it's good spatial design. I always like when, for example, escape rooms have high ceilings that can impress me. So, spatial experience, if you would like to call it that way. Okay, now a question that a lot of enthusiasts talk about a lot: coffee before escaping or straight into the room.
Coffee first, always.
I don't drink coffee, so I'm more a straight into the room type. Although I need my magic elixir that people that know me know it very well, which is Coke Zero.
Yeah, I know that. For me, it's coffee absolutely, and best 3 or 4 before starting the first game.
Yeah,
Agree.
for me, it's also coffee. It's t- take your time and get some caffeine or Coke Zero. I take both. Okay, one epic room or three good rooms.
Phew, that is actually difficult. But if I have to choose, I'd say one epic room.
I agree with that. For me, it's one epic room, particularly after having played many rooms. I think one epic room makes the difference.
For me, also one epic room, and there are some rooms out there that makes the travel worse alone. So yeah, better of course 3 epic rooms.
Well, Heiner calls me cherry picker, so obviously I'm one epic room for three good rooms. Blind booking or researching everything.
If we're only talking about room, I prefer blind booking, but everything around it, researching a lot.
For me, always researching, like blind booking without any reference whatsoever is too risky. And now you can find a lot of information, particularly also what Heiner has been compiling for years. So I would always check information about the rooms before booking.
Yeah, for me it's also the research. I'm listening to recommendations and what the jungle drum says, and in the enthusiast group or WhatsApp group, if someone finds a very good room, I get aware of it mostly very quick, and I try to play it as quick as possible.
Yeah, and for me, I'm also the researcher because the people I play with, or like my peeps, are probably not the much of integrated enthusiasts, so they rely on me selecting good rooms. So I do a lot of researching to make sure that everything works smoothly and that we have the best rooms possible on the trip. So, last question. Also, something that's debated a lot in the scene. Do you replay rooms or just every room once, if possible?
Yes, I do replay rooms if they're amazing. I like to go with other groups, with other people, and look at the details in the room and also see the team dynamics.
I don't like replaying rooms. I think the element of surprise and the element of experiencing something for the first time kind of gets ruined when you replay a room. I have replayed very few rooms, but that was only to accompany someone, either because of the number of players or even once, I think, to translate, but not, let's say, on my own volition to say, oh, yes, I want to replay this room.
I replay rooms. I I often replay rooms, games that I especially like or that have changed over the time. And sometimes owner said, "Oh, we changed a lot, and come again and play it again. It's worse or so." And I have also very bad memories, so I can't remember anything. And for me, it's the second time still a surprise when I get a wow effect or something, or I see something I haven't seen in the first visit. Yeah, I love it to replay good rooms. Like you go in a cinema and watch a film that you love.
Yeah, I don't replay rooms, but I have to admit I started a little bit of replaying rooms recently, and I will, for example, replay The Mice of the Crisis next month because I have played like the very first version, and I think they have changed a lot. So currently, not replaying rooms, but I get to or I start to understand the few or point of view that Heiner just said. That is a little bit like watching a good movie for a second time. Can be valuable as well. So probably I will be convinced if you ask me in a year that it makes sense. Okay, so the listeners have got to know us for the last 20 minutes, and probably a lot of them are and they know what we want to achieve with the podcast. But now the really important question obviously is what's about to come, what can the listeners expect from our idea here. And I think, Anna, you were the one driving the concept of this podcast the most, so can you tell us a little bit what the next episodes will look like, what's about to come up after this first episode that we did just now?
We want a more structured podcast so everyone can basically pick their topics if they only want to listen to certain things. The podcast will be first structured into the destination overview, some travel tips, because as we already mentioned that as well, we will have some local enthusiasts, and also from our experience we will give some travel tips like how to get there best, maybe some tips about accommodation, about the costs that you can expect in a certain country, or any language barriers or something like this. The next part will be the escape room culture in that country. What makes this country unique? it could be in terms of puzzles or also general cultural things, some local trends. I'm just mentioning, like, let's say chainsaw things in certain countries, or yeah, what else a visitor should know. And then we dig deeper into the ranked playlists in the next part. So we will have some statistics, some top highlights. So we will definitely talk about the top rooms a little bit, of course, without spoiler. Then we will look at some categories. As I mentioned, for example, we will point out some nice puzzle rooms, some horror rooms, and so on. So people that like certain things can then pick those. Also, maybe talk about some hidden gems that were great for us. Or so, and then last but not least, we do a final recommendation. So basically, our top room, which not necessarily has to be the top room from the ranked playlist. And also, occasionally, we will do some special episodes. We will think about that in more detail in the future, but could be interviewing some owners, or it could even be, I was thinking maybe about a quiz, but it's not finalized. We will see where this podcast could be going in some special episodes. And yeah, for what about what's coming next? So actually, we will be traveling to China very soon. So we were thinking, as this will be then very fresh, we will do our first destination, China. So we will be traveling in August. After that, we will record this and bring this out as our first episode.
I so envy you because I won't join the trip, but as always, I will be the cherry picker at the end and probably walk in your footsteps. So I can't wait for this episode because I will ask you so many questions. You will not believe it.
So 5-hour podcast then.
Yeah, I have no problem with this. Okay. Yeah, I hope we made you a little bit interested in what there's about to happen on this podcast. I'm really looking forward to the next episodes. So thank you very much for listening to the small Hello World podcast. I know it was mainly to get to know us and to understand what our plans are. So the next episodes will be the ones filled with a lot of interesting information for you. Thank you very much for listening. I don't know if Anna, Santiago, Heiner, if you want to add anything to this episode, or are you happy?
Very happy, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. Right?
That's perfect. And Heiner, you're also happy?
I'm fully happy.
He's fully happy. So don't forget to Heiner. The right answer would have been and like. So Santiago said subscribe. Heiner said like. And
Thumbs up.
No, perfect. Okay, so like and subscribe, and so that you don't miss the next episode that will be out as soon as you're back from China. Everything about Chinese escape rooms. Really exclusive episode. So thanks a lot. Thank you guys, and hear you on the other side.
Thank you, Basti.
Bye.